You know the phrase, expect the unexpected? People say that a lot, at least from what I've heard. And I used to hate that phrase because I would think about it from a logical and math perspective, and I would define the word expect, and I would define the word unexpected, and I could not, for the life of me, understand how you could expect the unexpected. Because mathematically, logically, something that's unexpected, right, is something you don't expect. So that means you physically, mentally, whatever, cannot expect it. The second you expect it, it stops becoming unexpected, right? And so I was like, how? How can you possibly expect the unexpected? If you expect it, it's not unexpected. Does that make sense? I wrote an entire poem about this. I was looking for this poem. I did not find it. Not yet. But it just starts with like, expect the unexpected. That's something people say. But how do you expect the unexpected anyway? And then it just like goes on. But I finally understand this sentence. And it hit me this week when I heard someone say this phrase again. Expect the unexpected. Finally, I gave up that logic and the math, and I was like, oh, you mean just like prepare for a surprise in a way, which is like you don't expect, what the unexpected thing is, right? You just expect the sensation of something happening that you couldn't predict, and I was like, okay. Kind of makes sense now. The sentence kind of makes sense now. Expect the unexpected. It's just expect that something that you couldn't predict or haven't predicted will happen. I think the logic of, it does, like, the event itself doesn't become expected because you still don't know what the event is, right? You just expect that something you don't know will happen. Anyway, you get the point. That poem, though, that I wrote, which started the entire mathematical logical questioning of this, was actually completely inspired by something unrelated to math. I was just walking home from school along this canal. I was in high school, and there was like no one essentially on the walk. There were these trees on my left, the ocean on my right, because that was the way home from school. And it wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day at all. I don't remember what happened. I just remember I didn't like the day. And then there was just this one stranger. I think he was sitting on a bench and he was talking on the phone. And I just smiled at him as I walked past. It's kind of something that I had the habit of doing, at least in that particular part of my walk, because I had met a good amount of nice people on that walk, and I had a good amount of nice memories on that walk. And also I just kind of liked smiling to people when I passed them. Sometimes just that made me a new friend. Anyway, some of those like really, really great memories from that particular walk I put in a book with some photographs, and I like it. It's like it's a very cozy book. Anyway, I was walking and I smiled to the person, and okay, whatever. I kept walking, I crossed the blue bridge, and I didn't think much of it, you know? I had just walked past. But then I'm walking further down, right? And someone taps me on my shoulder. I was like, turn around, kind of shocked. And the stranger was that man who I had smiled to, who had been talking on the phone. And he just goes like, hi, you know, I just wanted to say thank you for your smile. Like, I wanted to return it. I really appreciated it and just wanted to let you know that. So thanks. And yeah, just to return the smile. And that was it. And he left. And I was like, wow, I never expected that. Not at all. Just a nice random stranger. And when all these things happen, you remember more about, you know, good people in the world and how people really can just genuinely do nice things for each other just because they want to. So, anyway, that moment, I was like, that was so unexpected. And that led me down the entire rabbit hole for years of not understanding the phrase expect the unexpected until now. Makes sense. It's all okay. It's not all mathematical and logical. Though I think it would fit in mathematical and in a mathematical logical frame anyway. You just change the frame, right? Because like you're not expecting the event itself. You're just expecting the feeling of unexpectedness. I already said this. You get the point. Thanks. Bye.